Hey there, how you guys doing this morning? On my way to Fresno, as an earlier morning video talked about, and I'm going to alternate between YouTube Live and Facebook Live, and just try to have a couple of 3 to 5 minute conversations with you as I take breaks. Right, the old man's back isn't what it used to be, so I need to get out and stretch a little bit. So, as the headline of this video highlights, I got this idea from a Gary Vee podcast. Right, one of the things that I try to do when I drive solo to Fresno is put on some YouTube videos or podcasts and just try to stay energized, try to get ideas. And Gary Vee is a frequent choice of mine. And in this particular video or audio, Gary proposed this idea that if you kind of evaluate your network, the people that you surround yourself with, you can sort of feel who's a positive and who's a negative, right? He talked about there's the force and the dark side. There's positive, there's negative. So it got me thinking, right? We're trying to do this real estate investing business. It's long term. It has bad days. You get stressed out. It's hard work, right? And don't get confused. It is work. I'm wondering if you sat back and had a conversation with the 5 people that are closest to you, and you talked about real estate investing. I'm wondering what percent of those 5 you would consider positive or negative. And it's interesting, in my experience, people are either wildly positive or wildly negative about real estate investing. So when I heard Gary Vee talk about this, I'm like, you know what, that really applies, right? Because if you're going to tackle real estate investing, you're going to do it as a side hustle, as I talk about in One Rental at a Time, the book. It's going to take work. You're going to have to divide up hours. You're going to have to do different things. And I'm curious, if you then talk about that sacrifice or choice, and then you go and talk to the 5 people closest to you, how many of them are going to pat you on the back, give you a high five, smile, ask great questions, versus, oh, why are you wasting your time? That's risky. Prices are high. All that negative stuff. I'm guessing 2 out of 5 are negative, and I'm hoping 0. But I think all of us, myself included, need to sit back and go, who's with me and who's against me? Because if I'm doing something hard like real estate investing, and then I have somebody in my close network that I have to carry and deal with, and I feel worse talking to them after I leave, and suddenly I don't want to go look at the MLS again, or I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do that, that'll have ramifications going forward. So I just think it's an interesting idea that you have, think about the 5 people closest to you and see who is helping you with that positive energy and who's negative. And obviously the idea is reduce the negativity, right? Gary Vee is very clear that, hey, you can't just cut them out, right? If your mom, for example, or your dad are negative, maybe take it from 4 hours a week to 2 or 4 to 1 or, whatever. But the idea is if you can really understand who's helping you by giving you that positive juice, I think we'll all be better for it. So at the end of the day, I wanted to create this video. First, give props to Gary Vee. He's the idea behind this. I listened to his video on this way up. But I think we all can sort of take his idea. Because one of the things I believe about Gary Vee is he's happy. I don't think there's any question that Gary Vee is happy. I know he's branded as this hustle guy and all of that stuff. I don't get that from him. He enjoys what he does. And he thoroughly enjoys giving back and creating content and all of that stuff. I don't think Gary Vee is, work 16 hours a day until you die, which is he's kind of branded as. I think it's really about do what you love, go after it, and, have fun. And part of that is understanding who's in your network and who's around you. So do everything you can to have positivity. Real estate investing is hard. There'll be bad days. And the last thing you want to do is sort of carry that forward. So I thought I'd share that with you before I start the next leg of this journey. All right. Have a great day. Take care.